This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Neyland's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Like, subscribe, comment, show what your opinion is. Let me know if you like what you've seen. And I thank you for your support. While everybody is sitting there arguing about who's the greatest of all time, I'm here to say that with all the players that have made it to the NBA and all of that talent, that we need to start thinking about who among all these players combined would be considered on the greatest of all time team. Think about that for a second. Don't just argue about Michael Jordan or, in my opinion, the greatest of all time, which is Bill Russell. No, we make a team that would combine talent, the ability to play with the egos that would be on the team, just 5 players who those 5 would be able to go up against any other 5 that's ever been on a team. Now, I have 5 men who I believe would make up the GOAT team. The 5 greatest in each of their positions. And that's what we're going to see today. I'm going to show you what it would take to make the greatest team of all time. So let's get into it. The first player that we're going to talk about is Bill Russell. 13 years in the NBA, 11 championships. 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player, and this was at a time that the players, not the press, decided who the most valuable player was. 12-time NBA All-Star, NBA All-Star Game MVP, 3-time NBA All-NBA first team, 8-time All-NBA second team, NBA All-Defensive Team, 4-time NBA Rebounding Champion, NBA Anniversary Team, 25th, 35th, 50th, and 75th. Number 6 retired by the Boston Celtics. Number 6 retired by all NBA teams. 2-time NCAA Champion. NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player. UPI College Player of the Year. 2 times Helms Player of the Year. 2 times Consensus First Team All-American while in college. WCC Player of the Year. That was the conference he played in. 3-time First Team All-WCC. Number 6 retired by San Francisco Dons and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And as coach, 2-time NBA champion. Now, when you talk about court generals, this is Bill Russell. Bill Russell, those 2 championships he got as a coach, he was also the starting center. This was Boston Celtics. He played 3 years as starting center while also being the head coach. Now, the first year he had to learn how to do both. But he turned the Celtics into one of the most amazing teams of all time. Now, mind you, yes, they had a starting lineup even when he first got there. Frank Ramsey, Bill Sharman, Bob Cousy. These players were good, but they couldn't quite make it. Bill Russell was a defensive juggernaut. Not to mention, he helped his team the entire time. not by the scoring. There were enough people that could score. I have no doubt in my mind that he could learn how to score. Heck, he did learn how to score. This man normally got 20 something points. He also got 20 something rebounds and 20 something blocks. His triple doubles were just that: scoring, rebounding, and blocking. Oh, and by the way, he also has a gold medal in the Olympics. This is who I honestly believe is the best center of all time. And he is my personal GOAT. The man was a juggernaut. He could coach, he could play, he could coach and play at the same time. And the man went up against Wilt Chamberlain and all these other people while also getting attacked for being black. Here's a man who honestly is just amazing on every level. And he showed what it took to be a champion at every level. So, this is who I believe is the best center of all time to put on a team full of egos and talent. Now, the point guard on this team can be only the best, who was shown to be an amazing team member, was shown to be an amazing passer, was shown to be a good scorer, and that is Magic Johnson. 5-time NBA champion, 3 times NBA Finals MVP, 3-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 12-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Star Game MVP, 9-time All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second Team, NBA All-Rookie Team, 4-time NBA Assist Leader, 2-time NBA Steals Leader, NBA Anniversary Team 50th and 75th, number 32 retired by Los Angeles Lakers, NCAA champion, NCAA Final Four Most Outstanding Player, consensus First Team All-American, Second Team All-American, Third Team All-American, 2-time First Team All-Big Ten, number 33 retired by Michigan State Spartans, First Team Parade All-American, McDonald's All-American, Mr. Basketball of Michigan. Oh, and he has a gold medal from the Olympics. But his impact is so much more than that. Just like Bill Russell, here's a man who was just beauty in motion when it came to controlling the court, making passes, being an assist juggernaut while also being able to score, while also being able to be pretty dang good on the defense. He's a man that had his career cut short, but in all of that, you just heard what all he got. Here's a man who, beside Larry Bird, caused the explosion for fandom of the NBA. Magic Johnson really is one of those players that you need to study, especially if you're a point guard. Now, he was 6'9", so he had a little bit of an advantage over most point guards. But he played against the best. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, you name it, he played against them during his career. And he was able to do these things while also having a winning record. He won back-to-back championships. Led the league in assists, steals, had the NBA record or career average for assists per game. Was not a slouch when it came to free throw percentage. He even led the league 1 year in free throw percentage. Here is a man, seriously, that we should all pay attention to. has assists per game at 12.3 in the finals, or I mean in the postseason. I mean, seriously, you can't go wrong with this man being your point guard. Why? Because he showed what he could do. He could also show what he could do with two of the other players that we're going to be putting on here. You can agree with me, disagree with me, but here's a man that getting out there as point guard is the one to watch. If you're going to go with the shooting guard, there is only one shooting guard out there that you go with if you're putting together the greatest of all time team. That is Michael Jordan. 6-time NBA champion, 6-time NBA Finals MVP, 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 14-time NBA All-Star, 3-time NBA All-Star Game MVP, 10-time All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second Team, NBA Defensive Player of the Year, 9-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, NBA Rookie of the Year, NBA All-Rookie First Team, 10-time NBA Scoring Champion, 3-time NBA Steals Leader, 2-time NBA Slam Dunk Contest Champion, number 23 retired by the Bulls, number 23 retired by Miami Heat, 3-time AP Athlete of the Year, Sports Illustrated Sportsperson of the Year, NBA Anniversary Team 50th and 75th, 2-time Consensus First Team All-American, National College Player of the Year, 2-time Sporting News National Player of the Year, NCAA Champion, ACC Player of the Year, ACC Athlete of the Year, 2-time First Team All-ACC, ACC Rookie of the Year, number 23 retired by North Carolina Tar Heels, 2-time USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year, McDonald's All-American, First Team Parade All-American, Presidential Medal of Freedom, oh, and 2 gold medals. This man was a scoring juggernaut. He was a juggernaut on all areas. He's a man who led the league in games played, games started, NBA record for career points per game at 30.1. He minutes per game led the league in that a couple of times. He steals per game 3 seasons. Points per game got that record. Playoffs, he's got a season where his statistics, points per game, in a single season, he holds the record, and overall holds the record. If you don't know who Michael Jordan is by this point, then you don't know basketball. People keep arguing all this stuff about whether LeBron or him. Michael Jordan got himself to a point where once he got to the finals, that was his. Now, he did retire the first time. His father had been murdered. But this man came back and took back over the NBA. This is Michael Jordan. There ain't a lot more that can be said. I mean, there are all kinds of videos. But this is Michael Jordan. I think it's pretty much assumed that you can't have a GOAT team without having him on it. Now, there have been all types of power forwards that have made their mark in the NBA. But in my opinion, there's only one that could go on this team. That's Tim Duncan, 5-time NBA champion. 3-time NBA's final MVP, 2 times NBA Most Valuable Player, 15 times NBA All-Star, 10-time All-NBA First Team, 3-time NBA All-Second Team, All-NBA Second Team, 2-time All-NBA Third Team, 8-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, 7-time NBA All-Defensive Second Team, NBA Rookie of the Year, NBA Rookie All-Rookie First Team, number 21, retired by San Antonio Spurs, USA Basketball Male Athlete of the Year, Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year, NBA 75th Anniversary Team, National College Player of the Year, 2-time consensus First Team All-American, Chip Hilton Player of the Year, NCAA Rebounding Champion or Leader, 3-time NABC Defensive Player of the Year, ACC Athlete of the Year, 2-time ACC Player of the Year, 3-time First Team All-ACC, number 21 retired by the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Unfortunately, he's only got a bronze in the Olympics. Here's a man who was a quiet beast. He did not have to talk garbage to put people on edge when they were playing him. He was called the Big Fundamental because he was nothing in the world but one massive, fundamentally sound athlete. Now, there are all types of players out there, but here's a guy who did what was best for his team, and he showed up. He could score, but he was defensively just, you're going to be having a team that's got some of the best defensive-minded players, but also some of the best offensively-minded players. This is a guy that fits in with these. These are the people with Tim Duncan that would be scary. Tim Duncan didn't have to talk a lot, was not the most flamboyant player, but when he got on the court, you knew that you had to put in your all or he was going to embarrass you, not because this is what he did as a joke or a lark. He just played that good. He had started out a swimmer, but then he discovered basketball. And he got out there. He won a championship in 99. His last championship was in 2014. So he's one of the few that can say over in 3 decades he got a championship, especially the 90s. The 90s was not an easy time to get championships because, well, you had Michael Jordan. He played against Kobe Bryant in the same division. He played the West Coast against Kobe Bryant and got championships. He had some great team members, and they all talk about how valuable of a person he was. They talked about how you listened to Pop because he listened to Pop. This is the best point or power forward that you can put on a team that's not got the ego, that's not going to, he's just going to get out there, play ball, he's going to work hard for what he's got, he already impresses everybody. So this is who the power forward is going to be. Now, the greatest small forward of all time, in my opinion, and in many people's opinions, Larry Bird. 3-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA's final MVP, 3-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 12-time NBA All-Star, NBA All-Star MVP, 9-time All-NBA First Team, All-NBA Second Team, 3-time NBA All-Defensive Second Team, NBA Rookie of the Year, NBA All-Rookie Team, 3-time NBA Three-Point Contest Champion. He walked in one time and said, "Who's coming in second?" This is how confident he was. 2-time 50-40-90 Club. AP Athlete of the Year. Oh, and by the way, he's the first 50, 40, 90 player. NBA anniversary team. Number 33 retired by Boston Celtics. In National College Player of the Year. Two-time consensus first team All-American. Third team All-American. Two-time MVC Player of the Year. Number 33 retired by the Indiana State Sycamores. NBA Coach of the Year. NBA All-Star Game Head Coach. And NBA Executive of the Year. Oh, and he's got a gold medal. Here's a man who, with Magic Johnson, revitalized the NBA. Actually, they vitalized. There's no re about it. It's because of their rivalry that people started watching NBA to the level that it became. Not to mention, the man could destroy you with trash talk. I mean, we're not even going. He didn't even have to do. He wasn't talking garbage to you. No, he would tell you how he was going to do a play, and then he would do it, and you couldn't stop him. We're talking some of the best players of the time. They couldn't stop him. He is one of the scariest people in the NBA. And you can't talk about color with him because there was no color. People talk about, oh, well, no. This is a man that went up against Michael Jordan and beat him. Magic Johnson and beat him. Not all the time. That shows how good Magic Johnson was. But he went up against Magic Johnson and beat him. Here's a man who could do things on the court and nobody could do anything about it. He had a great team around him, yes, but everybody talked about how it was him that really led that team. He was NBA 50th anniversary all-time team. He was 75th. This is a man who, while there are other small forwards out there, this man really was the person that put the oomph into the game. He would cause the other team to root for him, as was seen when he got his 60 points against the Atlanta Hawks while they were playing in New Orleans. He's in the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame, FIBA Hall of Fame, College Basketball Hall of Fame, two-time Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame inductee. Seriously, you can't talk enough about all the things that this man did. And he did these things quite a bit of that time. He had a bad back. And he still got out there, won championships, won games, and put on a masterclass. So, this is a small forward for this team. These 5 men exemplify everything it means to be a basketball player. They exemplify every part of their position. Now, Duncan spent more time as a center than he did as a small forward. As a power forward. But as a power forward, that man was just poetry in motion. Larry Bird could beat you without ever stepping onto the court just by having a conversation with you. Michael Jordan, come on, it's Michael Jordan. You can't even, you got that man upset, you were in trouble. Magic Johnson would smile at you, be your friend, but still beat you into submission. Bill Russell walked out onto courts where people were throwing stuff at him because of his skin color, and he still got out there and won. These 5 players are the epitome of the NBA, are the epitome of what it means to be basketball players, And all five of them are legends. And these five men, I don't think in any circumstance could you beat them. You've got defense, offense, and just sheer grit. These men played hurt. These men played scary. They broke records. And they were who you had to beat to get to the championship. These were the players that won the championships, and you had to get through them to do anything. These five men are the very thing that you need to consider for an all NBA GOAT team. This is Paul with Redneck Sports. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you later.